Well, howdy ho, good neighbor. Today I'm doing a little voiceover. I was waiting in the bank, and I was waiting and waiting and more waiting, but I noticed to the side of my eye that this, let's just say, man just dumped a full cup of coffee into the reservoir of the coffee machine. So if you have a Keurig, you know that that coffee machine does not drain. So he made himself a full cup of coffee and did not like the taste of the coffee. So he went and poured a full cup of coffee into the bottom of the coffee machine, not knowing that it was not hooked to a drain. So I was just surprised that the tellers would let this man stand over there for all this time, and after he dumped a full cup of coffee into the reservoir, he realized, oh, I gotta clean this up. It started spilling over. So he grabbed some tissues that you use to blow your nose, and he started cleaning up that mess. God bless him. He cleaned up his own mess, but boy, did he make a mess, dumping a full cup of coffee into a reservoir that doesn't hold a full cup of coffee. So that is what's going on here while I'm waiting for the tellers, and boy, was I waiting a long time. This man was over there, bent over like this, and you can see that the tellers are just ignoring him. And I wasn't. I had to capture this because it was just too fascinating. At one point, he does take some more napkins, and they're not even napkins, they're tissues. So those things don't soak up hardly anything. And at one point, he opens up the bottom of it and starts basically sucking out a little bit at a time. And thank God there was a trash can next door to him, but it was just a mess. And you could see, well, you probably can't see it here, but there was coffee getting onto the ground. So this just goes to show you that even in a bank at a grocery store, that's right, this is one of those banks in a grocery store. They have everything in a grocery store nowadays. But this man was getting something to do. The lady on the phone to your right was dealing with him, so he wasn't in there just getting coffee. But you can see, here comes some more napkins. Those aren't even napkins, I keep saying they're tissues. So now he takes the little, now he's in trouble. I wish I could zoom in here and really show you what's going on, but my phone was in incognito mode. I basically had my arms crossed with my phone on, so I couldn't do any zoom in action, or the tellers would have known I was up to something. But look at all this mess he is making. I can't believe it. He is just hunched over. You would think that those tellers would turn around and go, "Can I help you?" But no, now he's really cleaning up and wiping off the side of the cabinet, and it really did make a mess. So this video does not show the mess that this man made. All this video does show you is how awkwardly long he's been standing over there. So what a mess. You can't have anything nice anymore without somebody dumping a full cup of complimentary coffee back into it because he didn't like the taste. And from the look of it, this guy has never dealt with a Keurig before. Here comes some more of those tissues that you blow your nose with. He's still wiping it up. So if you see how long he's been over there, you can see how much of a mess he has made. And he kind of did a little glare back at the lady going, when is somebody going to notice me? But he's still wiping away. I'm telling you, it was a full big cup of coffee, not a small cup. It was, I just felt bad for the guy because I watched him dump it in there. I wish I would have got that on film, but I was just trying to get some money out of the bank. I didn't think I would run into this, but there he is wiping it away. Like I said, those tissues don't wipe up anything too much. So yeah, that lady was on the phone and would not turn around to look at him. So that guy could have been basically robbing the bank, and no one was paying attention to him. But he finally picked up the whole thing at one point. But that didn't do him any good either, because it was sloshing all over the sides. So, well, I got tired of filming him, but I couldn't turn the camera off because then they would know I was filming. So I left the camera rolling just till he was done. Now he's over there wiping down the whole coffee machine. He's really wiping the outside of it up and the inside of it up. So these bank tellers just basically got a full coffee maker clean job. But they will have to replace the nose tissues next to it, because that's what he cleaned it up with. Well, just to end this video here, I thought he was done. And he was done. He tried to actually make another cup of coffee, but the reservoir was empty. So at this point, he's going, what do I do now? See, he's looking around for more coffee, and he was just about ready to make himself another cup. And he's looking around going, it doesn't work anymore. So he's like, I've messed things up enough, so I better come over here and act like I didn't do anything. So he did. He just sat down and like, nothing happened over there. Never mind me. Never mind me. So he just made a mess and didn't cop to it. He sat there for a minute and said, well, I'm going to go look at that coffee machine. And then he realizes that, guess what? There's more water right next to the coffee machine. So he can make another cup of coffee. And that's exactly what he's going to do. But he realizes he's made a mess enough, so he went and got his coffee cup and just filled up the water. So he used the coffee cup to fill up the water. And these people were finally moving. I said, oh good, it's my chance to get up there. And nope, the lady just moved one seat over. So I had to wait another 10 minutes. And boy, was this the longest trip ever to the bank. I never go to the bank, and now I can understand why people don't like to go, because that's just sad. So I cut this video off right here, and sure enough, this man, like I said, started to get up in the middle of this grocery store and make himself another cup of coffee. I'm like, oh no, you're not going to do this again. And nope, this is where he just poured himself a big cup of water with the coffee maker water. So there's a big jug of water there that you're supposed to use for the coffee machine, but no, that's how big that cup of coffee was he dumped in the bottom of the reservoir. You could see the size of that. That must be 16 ounces that he put in the bottom of that coffee maker. All right, well, that's about it. I bet you nothing out of nothing. So, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these. You can't have nothing nice in a bank without somebody messing up. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.